Well, welcome once again to our morning meditations. I am the Reverend Dr. William L. Johnson III. I am a chaplain at Christian Hospital Northeast, and I am so happy to share this message of encouragement and inspiration with you. As always, we find ourselves always glad to journey with you. We are aware that life sometimes comes with many twists and turns, many difficulties and challenges, and really many moments in which we have highs and lows, like a roller coaster. We're up and down, and it's good to be able to stabilize and to have encouraging words and encouraging inspirational moments to share with you and to share with ourselves as we're navigating through this season of our lives. Well, I'm glad that I can share with you this message because we have pretty much shared a lot over the past year or two that we've been able to offer these morning meditations, and we are glad to be able to continue to do so. We want you to know that you are loved. You are appreciated and you are irreplaceable. There's no doubt about that. You're the only one that's made like you. You have something to offer to the world. And even though life sometimes shrouds our ability or covers our ability to see the opportunities before us or even the blessings that are right before our eyes, I want you to be encouraged and to know that whatever it is that you're experiencing and however we are journeying, we're doing it together and we'll come through it together. Now, today's morning meditation is entitled Beyond the Clouds. Beyond the Clouds. The Christian tradition of Passion Week, we just came through it. There are other faith traditions, Ramadan, Passover, so many faith traditions that culminate around this very holy season and holy time. And as we have come through as a Christian, we've come through Passion Week and culminating in what we call Resurrection Sunday or Resurrection Day, or others might call Easter. We have discovered that it's important to get our feet on the ground and to be able to grasp and learn and hold on to, rather, the lessons we've learned over the last 40 days of fasting and prayer, over the last period of time for Ramadan, the period of time for Passover. And for many who may not share these same faith traditions, you may have found yourself going through your own part of your own journey that you are learning from along the way. And so I want to share with you what we have entitled for a marker for our discussion here, Beyond the Clouds. The Christian tradition of Passover or of Passion Week culminates in a series of things that are happening in the last week of Jesus's life. His last sayings with his disciples, his last meal with them, his last opportunity to share with those he loved in his earthly life. And as it came to what would happen to be the end of his life on what some would term Good Friday, an interesting term for such a tragic day. However, it is a reminder to us that tragedy does not always have the last word on our lives. Trouble and difficulty and brokenness does not always have the last word in our lives. And so that is the message here today. That there is something beyond the clouds. Maybe perhaps you and I have had the experience of waking up in the morning on a dreary, cold, wet, dark, rainy, cloudy day. And we may have felt that way, maybe not externally. The weather may not have been that, but maybe our hearts have been clouded by grief or mourning or sadness or difficulty or a broken heart or a body that's not working the way we would like, or finding ourselves in a situation that we can't figure out how to extricate ourselves from. Whatever those moments may be, it may feel like a tragic moment or like a Good Friday, if you will. We're here, but it is nothing nice to be in. And when you're in those moments, when you don't have enough finances to make it, or you get the bad news from your doctor, or your children are in trouble, or a parent or a loved one is sick, and you are trying to navigate your life, and it seems like nothing has worked out for you, I think this message is especially for those of us who have found ourselves in that place. It is in those moments that we discover that the clouds don't last forever, but there's something beyond the clouds. I remember as a kid, I asked my Mom, on rainy days and cloudy days, where does the sun go? And what I got back from her was that the sun has always been there and has never left. In fact, no matter what happens, as I learned later in studying science and other things and studying our world, that the sun really doesn't move. And even when darkness comes, it's because the earth has rotated away on its axle, and now we no longer can see the sun, but it doesn't mean that the sun has gone anywhere. And that's the good news here. I think there's something beyond the clouds. Even on a rainy day, or even on a cloudy day, or a gloomy day, or a moment in which our lives are seemingly stuck and we're struggling with the difficulties of life, I want to encourage you and let you know that there's something, and even, I dare say, the sun on the other side of the clouds. I was sharing a message over the weekend, and as a Christian clergy person, I certainly had the privilege of preaching not only Good Friday service, but also preaching an Easter Sunday, Resurrection Day message. And what I discovered from the two is that sometimes it's hard and very difficult for us to move out of the tragedy of a Good Friday into the joy of an Easter Resurrection Sunday. And no matter what your faith tradition is, I'm not trying to promote that, but what I will say to you is that no matter how difficult your tragic moment is or how hard things have been, we have to learn how to translate ourselves out of those moments of tragedy and struggle into the moment in which we're in, which brings joy and life, and some moments to rejoice about what we've received. In other words, life has changed, and there's something beyond the clouds. If the only thing we experience, and the only thing that we know, and the only thing we gravitate to is that which is difficult, hard, broken, and we feel beaten, it's hard to imagine a life beyond that experience. And what I hope to share with you, that there is life beyond that experience. It is true that what we experience is no fake. It is real. Real things happen. Money goes away. Jobs disappear. Family members pass away. Sickness does come. And as I say to many patients, I wish I could tell you that God, would tell us that those things would never happen. But the truth of our existence is that they do. And God never said they would not. But what God did promise, at least in my faith tradition, is that God would be there as we go through it. Not to keep us from it, but to be with us as we go through it. And maybe perhaps some of us are in that place where we're wondering, is there anything that is beyond this? Could I be hurt any more than I am now? Will I ever recover from this broken place? And the answer is, sure you will. Yes, you will. Because there's something beyond the clouds. The clouds don't last forever. And sometimes we have to outwait the clouds. And over time, they'll move on. And yes, the sun will show itself again. And yes, the clouds will come back again. And yes, the sun will come back out again. It is a reminder to us is that the sun has always been there beyond the clouds. There's hope beyond your heartbreak. There is a blessing beyond being broken, and there are moments of joy behind and beyond being jeered and being jilted and being in the place where you no longer feel joy. So I want to encourage you now, as you are making your way through this week, remind yourself that there's something Yes, beyond the clouds. And no matter how dark the night, Joseph Charles Price says, I believe in the coming of the morning. Thank you so much for your time. And I want to encourage you to leave us your feedback and encourage us along the way. We want to know how to help the best way we can to support you in your week. Thanks, bud.